Hey guys, welcome back to PristineZReads, and today I'm going to be reviewing Everblaze, Keeper of the Lost Cities number 3 by Shannon Messenger. So today it's me and Hannah, just the two of us, and yeah, so this is the super spoiler video. If you would like no spoilers, please check out my no spoiler video. So let's get straight to it. So first up is my summary. So Everblaze starts where Exile left off. Sylvanese safely in the sanctuary, hopefully getting along with Greyfell, the resident male alicorn. Together, Sylvanie and Greyfell have a chance to reset the timeline to extinction and repopulate the lost cities with alicorns. But when Sophie and Keefe go to the sanctuary one day to check on Sylvanie, they find an ogre tracker that releases enzymes the ogres can use to find Sylvanie on her. The sanctuary is supposed to be the most secure animal haven anywhere, so how did ogres get in? Sophie puzzles over the question for days while she clears out Jolie's old room, trying to get answers about her possible involvement with the Black Swan. When she receives word that the council orders her to use her sanity healing power to heal Fintan, she's confused and shocked even. She thought she would want to heal Prentice, the keeper that was hiding her existence, but then had his mind broken. Or maybe Brant, the old fiancé of Grading Adeline's daughter, Jolie, whose mind broke when he watched Jolie die in a fire and couldn't do anything to save her. But Fintan? Sophie thought he was a criminal. Other people are putting her down because she agreed to heal him, and even Fitz, who's going to be her telepathic guide into healing, is receiving threats from mysterious people. While healing Fintan, Sophie discovers the rebels are named Neverseen after seeing the symbol on the cloak of an unregistered pyrokinetic that Fintan was training illegally. Fintan calls down Everblaze, burning Oblivamire and most of Eternalia to the ground. Councillor Kenrick and Fintan are also killed in the fire, but Sophie, Fitz, Alden, Tiergan, and the rest of the councillors escape. When they hold the planting for Councillor Kenrick in the Wonderling Woods, basically the elves' version of a funeral, where they have this seed and then you wrap a hair of the elf who died around the seed, and when you plant the seed, then the tree grows like it looks like the elf. I don't know, yeah, it's kind of weird, but that's basically their version of a funeral. So when they hold Councillor Kenrick's planting, King Dimitar of the ogres shows up, and Sophie tries to read his mind to see if the ogres had anything to do with Sylvanie's tracker. But King Dimitar catches her and tries to take her with him to Ravagog, the ogre city, as a punishment. But Lady Cadence, Sophie's linguistics mentor, that also happened to have spent time in Ravagog, steps in and saves Sophie. Then the council punishes her by using a circlet that Dex built to restrict her abilities, making it so that she can't do anything telepathically, teleport, inflict, or use her polyglot ability. Dex tried to remove it, but the council threatened him with exile if he did. To replace Kenrick on the council, they elected Dame Alina, the principal of Foxfire. So then Master Leto, the beacon of the Silver Tower, where Sophie had inflicting and linguistics, becomes the new principal, and then Lady Cadence becomes the new beacon. So, meanwhile, after Sophie and Keefe jump through ridiculous tests the Black Swan puts them through, they figure out the Neverseen are tracking them through the Sensen pin that Keefe's father has given him. They come to the conclusion that Keefe's dad, Lord Cassius, is part of the Neverseen, and Mr. Forkle puts a plan into place for trapping him and other members of the Neverseen in an ambush on Mount Everest. But when Sophie finds the journal that Jolie hid and deciphers it, she finds out that Jolie was a part of the Black Swan, infiltrating the Neverseen undercover. She finds out that Jolie also met the unregistered pyrokinetic that Fintan was hiding, and that the pyrokinetic was one of Sophie and Dex's kidnappers, as well as the one who would eventually murder Jolie. Then, piecing together the clues, she figures out that Brant is the pyrokinetic and the one who murdered Jolie. In case you don't remember, Brant is Jolie's old fiancé. When she tells Grady, he leaps to Brant's house immediately. Sophie tags along, and Grady does some pretty horrific stuff to Brant. But Dex steps in and saves Sophie, and they learn that the Neverseen knows about the ambush, and have their own plans in place. Having had to let Brant go in order to gain the info, Dex removes Sophie's ability restricting circlet so she can teleport to Everest and warn her friends. Dex leaps Grady to Everglen and to tell the others to make Friston the only way to extinguish Everblaze. When Sophie teleports to Mount Everest, she tells Mr. Forkle, the Black Swan's dwarves, Sandor, Fitz, Biana, and Keefe about the Neverseen's new knowledge. Mr. Forkle changes plans and then shows Fitz how to slip past Sophie's impenetrable mental blocking in case he'll need it. But right after that happens, the Neverseen attack. They have an ogre and lots of dwarves with them. Sandor attacks the ogre, but the ogre plummets off the cliff, taking Sandor with him. Keefe's dad shows up, but in a shocking turn of events, Keefe discovers it's actually his mom, Lady Gisela. Turns out she's a polyglot like Sophie and can mimic pretty much anyone perfectly. She gave Lord Cassius the rigged Sensen pin to give to Keefe so that the Neverseen could track it. Keefe's obviously shocked, and then Lady Gisela leaps off a cliff to escape them, doing a thing called force shifting, an ogre trick that's kind of like teleporting, but only to a small degree. The day is not over, though. Mr. Forkle manages to catch one member of the Neverseen, a telepath named Gethin, and takes him to a Black Swan hideout. Sandor's alive, and the group immediately leaps to the healing center, the equivalent of a hospital, to get him treated by Elwyn for all the different injuries they've sustained. Then, when they all convene at Everglen, Sophie has a decision to make. She knows they've all done a bunch of illegal things because the council thinks the Black Swan and the Neverseen are the same thing, and the council pretty much hates them. So Mr. Forkle told her they would be welcome to join the Black Swan. And surprisingly, Alden, Della, Grady, and Edeline agree, saying that the best place for them to be is with a group that knows how to hide. With that assent, Sophie, Fitz, Biana, Dex, and Keefe are ready to join the Black Swan and get some answers. The end. Yes, that is the end of the book and of my summary. So, next up is morals, and the first of that is worldviews. So, Hannah, you want to take that?
So, Shannon Messenger is not a Christian author, like we said in all the videos before, but she holds good moral standards of right and wrong. For example, when Sophie violated the rules of telepathy and read King Didimore's mind, the council punished her and made her wear an ability-restricting crown. Sophie and her friends do have a knack for breaking rules and sneaking out, but lots of important things happen in these situations which wouldn't have happened if they hadn't broken rules or snuck out. So we are not condoning these kinds of actions.
That's it for worldviews. Next up is going to be violence, and I'm going to take that. So there's the part when Keefe said he, quote-unquote, wants to kick Dex in his special place after he heard about something Dex did to Sophie. Grady also made all 12 counselors smack themselves in the face after Sophie passed out from the circlet they made her wear. So he could do that because he's a mesmer, an ability that gives him a certain level of mind control. Then Grady mesmered Brant into burning off his own hand in the sphere of Everblaze, punching himself in the face and elbowing himself, and almost made him run off a cliff, but Sophie inflicted on him positively to stop him. Then Brant almost killed Sophie, but Dex showed up and punched Brant, flinging him into the Everblaze. So Brant escaped with some burns. It was pretty brutal, and yet there's some pretty good detail and description of the different fight scenes and like the ambush on Mount Everest. So I'd recommend mild caution if you're like super sensitive to violence. But yeah, that's it for violence. Next up is foul language. You want to take that?
There were some mentions of I swear or so-and-so cursed under their breath, but there were no specific words mentioned.
Awesome, thank you. So, next up is romance. So, Sophie still has her crush on Fitz, and Fitz knows she has a secret she's hiding from him and tries to get her to tell him, but she won't. There's also Keefe's usual teasing, and Dex is always jealous that Sophie spends a lot of time with Fitz. Everblaze isn't like quite so heavy on the romance side. It does start getting complicated in the next few books. And then we also get a glimpse into a relationship here that Kenrick and Orlai had. So counselors are forbidden to marry lest it bias their decisions, but we see here that Kenrick definitely liked Orly a lot, and Orly liked him too. I don't think there's anything like wrong going on. It just like made Orly all the more heartbroken when Kenrick died. So yeah, there's also one more thing I'm going to be putting in the description, just not talking about it here, though it's not like really inappropriate. But yeah, check there. Okay, so that's it for the morals. Next up, I'm going to give my rating recommended age level, and then Hannah's going to give hers. So I'm going to rate this 5 stars. Again, Messenger never ceases to amaze me, bringing out a book that's better than the last. But I mean, I guess if you go with that train of thought, I'd have to like rate Legacy 8 stars. But seriously, this book is amazing. Pretty much everything is perfect, and I never, ever, ever, ever saw that twist with Lady Gisela coming. Although I suspected Brant just a little bit as the pyrokinetic, just a little bit. Although still, it was super shocking. Anyways, I realized I forgot to put my age level in the last video. So anyways, I'm putting my age level at 10 plus. I mean, again, it is pretty complicated, the story. There's lots of new elements and stuff introduced here. I mean, again, I don't think there's like nothing inappropriate about the content. So, I mean, parents, if you're watching this, like, please use discretion, judgment based on your child's age and maturity. But yeah, I'd say recommended 10 plus. And obviously anybody older than 10 can read it, of course. So yeah. Next up, Hannah, you want to give your rating?
I'm gonna give this book a 5-star because it was really good, and it was like one of my favorite books because there were like so many twists and different circumstances happening that you would never expect. And I would agree with Pristine and give it a 10 plus because of the situations that happened in the book.
Okay, thanks so much, Hannah. So this is the end of the video, pretty much. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I have links to this book in the description below. Lots of other stuff and the thing I wanted to mention earlier that I'm putting in the description. So yeah, please check there. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and bye. See you next time. Adeline snapped her fingers, making the bowl disappear, and then again to bring a plate of custard bursts. I made them with caramelized sugar this time, and I have to say, it might be my best batch ever. I'll have to remember it the next time I bring them to Brant.
Ooh, Custard Bursts again! I love them! Who doesn't? I mean, I haven't tried them, but I know I'll love them anyway because they're sugary. Like, who doesn't like sugary stuff? Then, put 25 in a package, and right on the front, listen very carefully, very, very carefully. To Shona. Have recipient open and eat immediately upon delivery.
Can I get in on those? Grady asked, helping himself to 2 as he joined them. What? I need 1 for each hand. Sophie smiled and totally copied him.
Too bad I don't have hands. Oh wait, I have paws and 4 of them. So that means I can have 4 at a time. Wait, they come in different colors, right? So I'll have red in this one, orange in this one, yellow in this one, green in this one, blue in this one, violet in this one, indigo in this one, and since there's no other color, well, there's violet. I'll just make this one white. Yeah, then I'll have every single one. Wait, that's 8. Yay!
And Adeline was right. They were the best custard bursts she'd made. Rich and creamy, like the world's best creme brulee had been stuffed inside the thin sugary shell. She could have eaten the whole plate, or she could have until Grady killed the mood.
What? You could only eat 1 plate of them? I could eat like a gazillion plates of them. And besides, what could possibly kill the mood? Like, I'm practically in the eating mood all the time and every day. Except for when I'm napping, because I'm thinking and dreaming about the food. So I guess it's still sort of in the eating mood, but like, you know. So, come on, Pristine. Tell us what possibly Grady could have said to kill the mood. Please. Pretty, please, with custard whatever on top.
Nope. Sorry, Shona. I can't tell you that. You'll have to read for yourself.
What? I can't read for myself. Can you just, like, tell me? Oh. Just tell me already. Come on, like, seriously. Just tell me.